your stance is determined by the type of shot you're trying to hit. Your stance generally always varies on the golf course. Whether you have an uphill or downhill lie, or you're trying to hit a little chip shot, or whatever you're trying to do, very rarely do you have a normal stance on every golf shot on the course. So what I want to explain to you about the stance is that it needs to give you the feeling of power, okay? So you don't need to feel weak in your stance. You need to have your weight in between your toes and your heels, okay? I would suggest leaning more towards your toes than your heels, okay? So find a stance, your position in there, kind of lean back and forth, and then you want your knees to be flexed. They want to be athletic, okay? How you stand will determine your injuries and how old you are and your body type. So whether you can really bend down to it or whether you have to stand a little bit taller, all determines on your body type. So don't go worrying too much about how you stand to the ball. The one thing I would recommend, that in most every amateur stance that I see, if their target line is right that way, their shoulders are generally that way. This causes a lot of problems for the amateur. The pros will set up this way when they intentionally want to hit a cut or a fade or even a slice, okay? Most amateurs that I know don't want to hit the slice, but they can't stop hitting the slice. And I would say this in your shoulders is a large condition to the factor of hitting a slice, okay? Now granted, your shoulders move in the swing, so you may not think that this is highly important, but in our framework of throwing a pitch, I don't set up with my shoulders open to first base unless I want to throw to first base. If I want to throw to home plate, I stand up here square. The pitcher looks over his shoulder if he wants to keep the guy on first, but he sets up square to home plate. So if you want to start the ball down your target line, make sure your shoulders are set up square to that. Your feet and your hips can be a little different, that's fine. A lot of that will depend on injury and who you are, but it is a good practice to always set up with your shoulders square to your target line. Now, even when you're playing, it's not illegal to check your shoulder alignment. You can set up to the ball, grab your club, and just put it across your shoulders this way. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to find that you're standing like this, okay? Get in here, even bend it to the right a little bit if you're a right-handed golfer until that becomes comfortable. It will change your swing dramatically to stop having your shoulders set up like this and have them more down the target line, okay? Check it every time until it becomes a non-issue and you become really comfortable as to how that feels and what's happening in your setup that makes that a normal feeling, okay? So once again, get your shoulders square to your target line, set up the home plate, and throw a straight hit every time.